What is going on, guys? So, oh my god. My name is Jedi. Start off with this video. Wow. How many people have been requesting this video? It's just unforeseeable. Completely amazing. Everybody's been talking about this video. And of course, George Floyd, we know that, he was a man who, of course, had his life taken away. And I did make a video about that separately, and that will be on my channel. It's always there. It's actually one of my most watched videos. So if you guys are free, go check that out. But that's just the part 1. This is the part 2. But if you haven't watched the first one, that doesn't matter, as always. If you're new to this channel, which is going to definitely happen with this video, because this video is definitely going to get, it's not going to be like my other videos. This one's going to be a lot more popular because of the fact that I'm talking exactly about what everybody's been asking about. Alright? So, this video is going to be about George Floyd and the body cam footage. So literally, the whole premise of everything I've been talking about was all about evidence, right? I was always saying, we need evidence, we need proof, we don't see any of the body cam footage, we need audio, and now we have it. So guys, since it came out, if you want to check it out, it's in Daily Mail. I'm not gonna be able to show it because I don't own rights to it. So check it out in Daily Mail, but the body cam footage, it's pretty detailed. And this is what we needed to be waiting for. So before we just jump into claims and say that George Floyd was an innocent man and that he was just, because I hate how the media changes everything. The media paints two sides of every story, right? So George Floyd, over the media, if you're watching this video, you probably believe one of two things. Number one is something along the lines of an innocent man was basically just walking down the street and he was just taken, thrown down, and just completely like abused, and they just put his knee on his neck and brutally murdered him. That's literally what the media thinks happened. And then if you go to the other side, you basically think, so there's this huge like gangster guy who was like doing like a bunch of different businesses, and then he was just like stopped, and then the police just did their job, and at the end of the day, nothing was wrong, and everything was just fine, and the media is just making a big deal out of it. So if there's a good chance you believe one of these stories. But what really happened was shown in the body cam footage. That's what we were waiting for. Alright, so I'm trying to give you guys a quick breakdown of what exactly happened. So when you actually watch the footage, you can see that George Floyd was struggling, he was resisting, and he was basically like saying, hey man, like get off me, man, like I don't want to be in here, I don't want to go here. And when people say he didn't resist, right, I don't mean resist like punching the officer or pulling him down. I mean resist like when the officer says put your hands on your head, he takes his hands off. When the officer says get off the vehicle, he doesn't. So the officers are being really, really patient. You can tell in the video that the officers that are involved in this are very, very patient. Like they are not just drawing out their guns, throwing him down. That's not at all what is happening. What the officers are doing is they're actually talking to George Floyd, trying to get him to cooperate, but he's not cooperating. So when someone doesn't cooperate, what are you supposed to do as a law enforcement? Because when you have the safety of other people in jeopardy, you have to take action, and that's what they did. George Floyd was not innocent. He had a huge rap sheet. There's a lot of bad things he had done. He was on drugs, 3 different types of drugs, and he was on all those were found in his body. And so he by no means was at a normal state. So he was not a normal man just walking down the street. He was not someone like just a normal citizen. He was on drugs. He had a bad rap sheet. So when George Floyd was taken and thrown to the ground, he wasn't thrown to the ground. He said, I want to be on the floor. Because he said he was claustrophobic in the back of the cop car. Well, how else are they supposed to take you if you can't be in the car? And he said he wants to be in the front seat. You know how dangerous that is to put a suspect in the front seat? That is, you're not supposed to, you're not allowed to do that in police academy. To all the people who say we need more training and we need to defund the police, well, I just have one thing to say. Well, if we do that, then who's going to protect everything? Who's going to protect our country? No one. So before you guys jump into conclusions, before any one of us jump into conclusions, guys, just be safe out there. When you see someone who says something that you don't kind of agree with, don't follow it. Try to see what is actually going on. All right, let's break down the second part. So after that, you kind of see like a huge struggle, and George Floyd is taken to the ground, and you can see that they're trying to stop him, but he's still not cooperating. And Officer Chauvin, you can clearly tell has a pretty good idea of what the kind of pressure he's putting on George Floyd's neck. And when George Floyd said, "I can't breathe," well, if someone's actually choking you on your neck, you guys can do this for safety purposes at home. If you guys are watching each other, well, make sure you guys have adults around. But if you're at home, you can kind of like you can put your head down and you can place like gentle pressure on your neck, and you can see at what point your windpipes kind of get infected. But be really safe about it. So there's a lot of training too that goes on with this. And when someone says that "I can't breathe," and he's clearly saying like "I can't breathe," well, if you're being choked here or here or anywhere, and if you're saying "I can't breathe," and if you're sitting there crying for someone, if you're sitting there crying for your mom, if you're sitting there crying for a lot of different things, well, all those things you could just do as a distraction. We can't take that chance as a police department. But when he says that stuff, he's saying it pretty clearly. Like, he didn't sound like a guy who can't breathe. Because if someone's actually choking you, you are not going to be saying, "I can't breathe, let me go, man, I didn't do anything wrong." That's not what you're going to be saying. You're probably not going to be able to speak at all. You probably have to be moving a lot. But Officer Chauvin put the right amount of pressure, and when George Floyd started moving and he started saying "I can't breathe" and started moving his head around, the pressure had to get more because they had to keep everybody around safe. And that's when things escalated, and that's when the accident happened of George Floyd dying. So guys, I do not think that George Floyd was a bad man by any chance, right? Everyone makes mistakes. He didn't deserve to die for that. He was supposed to be taken to court. I think what happened there was wrong, an accident. But the stuff that they did before and the whole idea of it being a pre-planned murder, fake. Don't believe that, guys. At the end of the day, George Floyd dying was an accident, but the stuff that the police did, all the safety precautions that they took were all good. And I don't think we should ever doubt the police department, because the stuff that they do, the sacrifices they make, no innocent person can ever make. And you watching this, you're probably getting really mad. Well, guess what? You can never be a cop, because the stuff that the cops do to keep people safe is just next level. That's what I want to end off my video with, guys. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I will see you tomorrow with a brand new video. Until then, stay tuned.